What's up friends? Today I have another awesome tutorial to break down for you. We're going to be doing like this disappearing masking effect. And this is from a short film that I made with a buddy of mine, Jonah Garza, where he played the ghost underneath the bedsheet. And if you haven't seen that short film yet, I highly recommend you check it out first. This is pretty much the before. And this is going to be the effect we're going to do today. Alrighty, so after you've made a new composition with your video clip, I like to just run through the timeline and just see like where my clip's gonna start. So there's Jonah, my friend, looking all goofy. So I'm gonna make 3 layers right now. The first layer, I'm gonna skip all the way at the end until he walks out of frame. I'm gonna hit Control D, which duplicates the layer, and then I'm gonna name the first one. I'm gonna click Enter and name it Clean Plate. So after that, we're gonna right click on our video. We're gonna select time and then freeze frame. So what that does is it freezes that frame that we specifically chose here for the entire duration of our timeline. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that layer on the bottom. Then we're gonna try to scrub through one more time. Alrighty, so as soon as I start lifting up the bed sheet, I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate the same thing, this layer. I'm gonna name this layer bed sheet. What I want to do is condense the clip to right there, and then probably until it gets like right there is good. So we'll just go ahead and lengthen the end time for that clip. So that's perfect. So what I want to do is I want to put this thing right in the beginning of that bedsheet clip that we just condensed, and then I want to double click that layer. So that brings us into like our little effect tab, and what I want to go ahead and use is this roto brush tool right here and just start selecting our bed sheet. Since we already put our little blue stick here in the beginning of our layer, we're going to want to condense our roto brush start all the way down. And then again, I'm going to use the page up and page down keys to go a frame. So page down is to go a frame forward, and I'm going to try to do that now. So we're going to keep going forward and see if the roto brush messes up anywhere where we can clean it up. So it looks good, it looks good, it looks good. I'm just gonna go frame by frame here. Alright, so here is where it starts messing up just a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up. So I wanna say it starts right here. What I'm really trying to do is just try to get most of the bed sheet as much as possible. I don't want to get any spill of like his clothes or like his shirts or anything like that, any logo, so I'm gonna try to eliminate as much as I can. So going in frame by frame, and it's doing a lot better cleaning it up. I'm probably just gonna mask this part out right here. Yep, that looks way better. All right, and see here we can take this logo off. Nice, okay. 1 frame forward. Perfect, that looks good. That looks good right there. Alrighty, and then like the top of his head, we're trying to get rid of that as much as we can. Gonna clean that up here. Gonna clean up like his face area, his ears. Just get rid of all this. Nice, okay. So once that's done, another frame forward. That looks good. That looks good, and perfect. Nice, okay. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do after that is, once we finally rotoed out our bed sheet layer, I'm gonna go down here and click this freeze roto brush layer. Alrighty, so once that's frozen, we can go back to our composition and then see what it looks like. So if we were to disable the second layer and just play the bed sheet and the clean plate together, then we can try to get a feel for what it's gonna look like for the end result. So let's see. Nice, okay, cool. Yeah, that looks way better. So an effect that I want to put on the bed sheet is called Refine Hard Matte, and that's pretty much going to soften the edges of our rotoscope. All right, nice, yeah, the edges look a lot better. So if we were to turn it off, this is what it'll look like. Kind of sharp, jagged edges. It's not really refined, but as soon as we put this Refine Hard Matte effect on, it starts to really make the edges a lot softer and just look more natural with motion blur. Once that's finished, I'm going to go ahead and re-enable our middle layer, which is our original video clip. And so what I'm going to do now is, since we're going to drag our original video layer on top of everything, bedsheet and clean plate, I'm going to click this little pen tool right here, and then I'm just going to select the mask around me and the ghost. So once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and click this little drop down arrow, click masks again, and then I'm going to highlight all these little keyframes right here, and then just pretty much play the video until the end. And then what I want to do is I want to drag all these keyframes and put them all the way over here. Alrighty, and then once you start animating your mask, so you can see the outline of mine right here, these keyframes are pretty much just animation frames. Once we hit this stopwatch here, this is where the animation starts, and then these two are where they're going to end. So you can see my keyframes are moving my bedsheet pretty much. Okay, nice. So we have our original footage layer on top. We pretty much have this mask around the ghost and I. And then we have the bedsheet layer underneath, which remember, it's just this bedsheet layer that's rotoed out. And then the bottom is just going to be a picture of our clean plate, which is the background. And then once you put all those together, you should pretty much have something that looks like this. And you can go ahead and clean up the edges more and using the refine hard matte. Whatever's going to give you a better result. Everybody's footage is different, so just play around with it and see what works best for you. But that's pretty much it. Super easy tutorial, and you can do this with anything. You can have chairs underneath, you can have blankets on top of stands, make it look like ghosts are there, and then once you take off the sheet, there's nothing there. Super easy effect. And if you want to go ahead and take it a step further, once you actually export this footage, you can add like camera shake or camera movement, and that'll really make your effect look solid. Thanks again. Super quick and easy tutorial. I really appreciate you. Peace out, friends.